Hey, I'm Jessica Hecht. I'm playing Esther in The Price at the Roundabout, and I'm here to play roll call. This one. I think this was my actually the most fun I'd had shooting something, because I do mostly plays, and Bryan is incredibly gratifying to act with, but it was such an organic experience that I didn't feel like I was acting, and I think that's him and Vince Gilligan, and it was just really kind of tremendous. I also got to drive a Bentley, which I would never really do in real life, and that's kind of fun because I felt like I was impersonating someone who would drive a Bentley. This is actually the role that I think my mother liked most, and so obviously I still have a need to please her. She's going to watch this and be like, get over it. And I think partially she loved it because there was an elegance to the whole thing, and it takes place in 1920, and it was a beautiful exploration of a family who lost everything after the crash, and this woman sort of lost her integrity and her dignity. I'll be right back. I think I would like to do Golda again. I only got to the place I wanted to get to as an actor maybe 10 times. It was very hard for me. I felt very self-conscious about singing, and despite this incredible cast support and working with Danny Burstein, who was just an inspiration in every possible way, I still feel like I never got it. But it would be kind of interesting to do like just kind of this concert version of Fiddler on the Roof, just to have another shot of it, sort of without any of the expectations I had on myself, because everyone else did brilliantly, I thought, but I feel like I have a few things that I wanted to try. You know, it's really insane to actually say that you nailed something, but this was created with me, so of course you would think, well, I hope I nailed it. Stop Kiss was an incredible experience, unlike anything I've ever had. There's so many firsts. It was the first time I developed something for a while, and then I got to do it at the public. It was the first time I kissed a girl. I wasn't trying to create something that I had any idea about. It was all coming from inside, and the scenes shifted back and forth so quickly that you had no time to think. So there's this incredible freedom, and I was pregnant. Because I had a whole other internal thing going on, my acting was actually probably the freest it has been. The role people ask me about the most is Susan Bunch from Friends. Friends was a phenomenon after I did it. So when I did it, it was actually just, people were so nice and it was kind of creative. But really, the fact that something that you do in this kind of wonderful, fun little way, and you're just so glad that the jokes land, the fact that that all worked, and then it was this phenomenon, and by the time it was a phenomenon, I was in New York, actually doing Stop Kiss, so funny, and I had little kids. It all just was like shocking to me. Okay. The role I love with all my heart is the role I'm presently playing, Esther Franz. The cast that I'm with is very magical, and not only because they're well known, but there's something very vital about how we do it every night, and so it changes, which is my dream, is that every night it's a bit different. Also, I love Arthur Miller, and I've had the great gift of doing a few of his other plays, View from the Bridge and After the Fall, but this woman is actually kind of happening in my mind, and most often Miller's women are somehow on the down slope, and this woman is kind of trying to make it still fly, and I just love that. So at this moment, I'm so completely full with The Price. The role that made me feel like a badass was Portia in Julius Caesar. If any of you have ever walked out on stage with Denzel Washington, that is the experience that makes you feel like a badass. This is the way he sort of, in my mind, walks, which is this. And then throngs of women scream. And every scene I had was with him. And I felt so cool. If you envision that he has kind of like a sort of electrical bolt around him, I just was always within that sphere. And in that sphere, you definitely feel like a badass. It's also a beautiful play and a beautiful part. The role that I think changed me the most is Beatrice from the View from the Bridge. I think that was incredibly hard to do, to create, and I had just finished this wonderful experience of doing Brighton Beach memoirs, and so creating it, I was still sort of half in Brighton Beach and half in A View from the Bridge. And our director, Gregory Mosier, was amazing, and he said, you actually are still stuck, and you have to create this new character who you probably haven't played anything like before. And he was right. And I think because it was such a transformation in many ways, I sort of had to create this whole thing a little bit on the fly and a little bit in the face of how known this play is and how much I wanted to do justice to it. It was transformative. And I did things in it that I don't think I had ever done before. You can't possibly talk about all of these plays without talking about all the people that were involved with you and these friendships, and then you feel bad that you're not calling those people as frequently as you should. I do feel honored that I got to do this when I was doing The Price, which is just a gift. Come see it, please.